Welcome to iLecture Online. Here's some very important things regarding the standard deviation. It's called the z-score. It's also called the standard score. And on top of that, we have another interesting equation to find the standard deviation. Sometimes this makes it a little bit easier. Notice we can calculate the standard deviation by taking the sum of all the individual values of the data set squared. So in this case, we have 21 data points. If we take each one of these and we square them, and then we sum up that sum, subtract from that the sum of all the data points quantity squared divided by the number of data points, and then we divide all that by the number of data points, and we take the square root of that, we also get the standard deviation. It's kind of like the short form of the equation. Notice that if we take the sum of all the individual values squared, so this is the sum of all the values, but if we take the sum of all the individual values squared, we get 11,602. If we now take the sum of all the individual values of the data set, and we take this number and we square it, we get this value. So now we take this quantity, 11,602, minus this quantity divided by the number of data points, which is 21, and take that difference and divide it by 21, we take the square root, we get the standard deviation of 9.84, and sometimes that's an easier way to find the standard deviation. So now, what about the z-score? Well, the z-score can be found as follows. For any data point, the z-score, or simply z, is equal to the value of the data point minus the mean or the average of the data set divided by the standard deviation. For an example, let's say we take the data point 26. So we take 26 minus the mean, which we calculated to be 21.3. We take that difference divided by the standard deviation, and we get 0.48. So what does that mean? Well, that indicates the fraction or multiple, because it could be greater than 1, the multiple of one standard deviations the data point is from the mean or the average. So in this case, the data point 26 is 0.48 times the standard deviation sigma away from the mean. And that's a very useful thing to understand and to know. For example, we know that about 68% of all the data points falls between plus or minus 1 sigma, which means that 26 falls well within that plus or minus limit. So it's kind of close to the mean and within the plus or minus 1 standard deviation. If we take another example, let's say the data point 40 all the way at the very end, we take 40 minus the mean divided by the standard deviation gives us 1.9, which is almost 2 standard deviations away from the mean. And of course, we know that about 95% of all the data points should fall within that range of plus or minus 2 sigma. So in this case, 40 falls within plus or minus 2 sigma, which means that the data set is kind of close together to have the very end point, the largest value of the data set, to fall within plus or minus 2 sigma. So it helps you understand a little bit more about how the data is distributed. So here, some useful information. First of all, a nice shortcut method to find the standard deviation, then the way to find the z-score, and then to interpret the z-score, it simply means what fraction or multiple of the standard deviation does the data point in question vary from the mean or is distanced from the mean. Very important information about standard deviation and about the z-score, and that is how it's done.